Hey, what's up, guys? It's Saul. I'm back for office hours today. It's been a while since I've streamed. I've just been falling behind on a lot of things, but now I'm just trying to get back into the rhythm. It's gonna be hard for me to keep a rhythm because I'll be leaving. I have to like move, and like I have to pack up and go to Vietnam. So my next couple days will be a little crazy. I will try to publish a couple videos that are going to be helpful for last minute, like mind, what's like mental sort of setting for the SAT. But I don't know how much more I'll be able to do besides that between now and the SAT on Saturday, which is for if you're on the East Coast right now, that's 2 3 nights from now, 3 nights from now, 2.5 days from now. So yeah, I'm just gonna get into the comments today just to see what people are asking, and then maybe start taking some notes on what to write for, what to like a little script for a YouTube video. All right, well, let me get into it. Also, if you are in the chat, welcome to the stream, and feel free to say hi. I will be answering questions when I see them, when I see them. After I do whatever the heck is in front of me. So, yeah, naturally the Discord server has been a little less active since I've been less active. That's not good. Let me just sort of remind myself of what's on my mind. Okay. Yeah, let's get into YouTube comments now. Just making sure that my audio's good. I just realized I didn't check the audio before starting. Audio should be good. So we have the audio going, and I'm about to go. Do you have any tips for improving speed? It's a pretty broad idea. I think I've seen Aaron before though, so it's a pretty large idea. Let me start from the oldest comments. I don't know why that makes me feel more comfortable today. What is TS? Oops. Live on. TS. Here we go. Shank's initial act of protest took the form of a letter. She wrote a letter. Shank's initial... Is TS the... Is he just making fun of me? I think he's just making fun of me. Or she. Alright, I'll just leave that alone. Okay, so... Act of protest took the... Yeah. Actually, I don't know the technical ability. Like, I don't know how technically you're supposed to avoid that. Let's keep going. Making noises. Cats making noises. So I guess that happened on this stream apparently. Um, Why would choice C not work? The passage mentions that even though parties promise certain policies when they establish power, the first thing they do is eliminate all opposition and stall power stall power for time. No, stall power. Stall power? Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I know what they're trying to say. Josh was trying to say, which are pragmatic actions as referred to in choice C? Very good question. Crushed fellow. Which argument does Parsons use to support a claim about the extent to which political parties can be trusted by voters? Let me go and make sure. Where's my iPad? Let me find my iPad real quick. Give me a second. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, I think I'm back. Had a little bit of a technical issue here. So I'm gonna look for my what was it? That file that the student was asking for, which was hang on, where? How come my Chrome isn't connected anymore? Give me a sec. Just all right, there we go. So had like a minor, dude. So many technical errors right now. Okay, so I'm looking for April 2022. So let me just pull that up. Oops. All right, and I am now pulling up my. All right. So the question that Josh was asking me was, why would C not work? And I don't remember this passage right now. So this is for question 37 right now. Question 37, why would C not work? Which argument does Parsons use to support her claim about the extent to which political parties can be trusted by voters? Okay, so I'm going to look for the extent that political parties can be trusted by voters. Now, where do I see that? How much can we trust political parties? I got to reread this, honestly, because it's been a while. And it's also, I've only ever solved this once in my life, so I need to, I don't remember this one that well. Okay, right. So we have the labor question and Parsons' journey into anarchism. Always will, always must rule. Always be within the interest of the few. Governments never lead. I learned by close study that it made no difference what fair promises a political party out of power might make to the people in order to secure their confidence when once securely established control of the affairs of society. That they were, after all, but human with all the human attributes. Among these are, first, to remain in power. Second, in order to keep power, to build up a strong, powerful machine. Not be the safest nor best policy for society as a whole, to entrust the management of all its affairs to be managed by the party. Okay. Now, so far, the extent to which political parties can be trusted by voters is pretty low, right? We get that. EK Master, I'll get back. Welcome to the stream. I'll get to you after I finish off this question. Which argument does she use to support a claim about the extent to which political parties can be trusted by voters? So, A, the correct answer says inherently corrupt because human nature is too easily corrupted by power. Yeah. And political parties always sacrifice their own ideals. I see. So C, yeah, I mean, I bet I already said that in the video. Let me just double check this. Can be trusted. Dude, that one was hard. 4135. I'm struggling, yo. I don't know if I'm struggling or if this is just hard. 37. The extent to which political can be trusted. We should not trust them. We should not trust them. Human nature is too easily corrupted by power. Yeah, easily is a little off, but yeah. $42. Okay, that was a no look answer. That's why the viewer that's why Joshua has no idea what the hell I'm talking about. I didn't even explain. Quick answer is that they don't sacrifice ideals. Okay. Your interpretation of pragmatic actions could work, but they don't. Make sure to defend the whole sentence, starting from the question stem. In this case, there's no question stem per se, so I'm gonna skip this comment. This takes too much time to explain right now. But they always sacrifice their own ideals. Let me go back to the iPad real quick just to show you where I'm looking. So what we have is in lines 34 to 35, we talk about human nature, but political parties. Let me just go and let me find this wording again. I realized one of the reasons that sacrifice their own ideals. Defend the whole answer choice, not just part of it. All right, that's my quick-ish answer. I've done longer answers in the past before, but yeah, I just need to catch up, man. I'm really behind. So I'm going back to EK Master. EK Master, what's up? How much time should you be spending on the history passages? I mean, look, there's no one. I wish I could say there's a one-size-fits-all answer, but there isn't. You have to figure it out for yourself. As you as you've probably noticed with me, I think I read between what 6 and 7 minutes, and sometimes as low as 5, but that's very rare. I think I read between 6 and 7 minutes. But you should check how long you take to read passages in general compared to me, because you might generally be faster than me, and you don't want to change your rhythm like 3 days before the test. So, or if you're in Asia right now, it's 2 days before the test. So, since you don't want to change your rhythm too much, just kind of tweak it based on like what you've seen me do in the past. So let's say on average I take 5-6 minutes reading literature, 5 minutes for easy science, and 7 minutes for hard science, and 6-7 minutes for history. And on average, you are always 1 minute slower, 1 minute faster. Then read 1 minute faster than me. Just do that. Do 5 to 6 minutes for history. So just whatever your benchmark is off of me, just stick with that, because that's the only way to like stay close to your actual patterns without making this overly one size fits all sort of argument. I mean, but everyone always thinks about how long they should be reading a passage, but really the reading of the passage is not the problem. The real problem with the time is always like kids just obsessing over one question that they're gonna get wrong anyway. Like question 14 is gonna be super hard for even the kids who get 800 are gonna struggle on question 14, but the kids who are getting 650 spend like 3 minutes on it. What a fucking waste of time. What a fucking waste of time. You should have just moved on. You should have known it was too hard and you should have moved on, but you didn't. And so as a result, what happened? The 800 scores, they spent 2 minutes on it and they got it correct. You spent 300. You spent 3 minutes on it and you got it incorrect. Plus, it made you feel bad the whole time. On question 14, it was making you feel stressed out. So question 15, you felt bad. 15, 16, you felt bad. Question 17, you felt bad. And then finally, by passage 5, you wasted so much time on all the hard questions, not just 14, but some of the other hard questions that even the 800 scorers are struggling on. And you wasted like 5-6 extra minutes that you didn't need to. So then on the fifth passage, now you only have 10 minutes left to do the whole fifth passage, and it's a dual science. It's a dual passage, science passage. And dude, now you're gonna rush through the dual science passage and in 10 minutes, and now you're gonna make 3 more careless mistakes. Oh my god. And you're just rushing. You're barely even reading, you're barely even understanding the question stem. It's so bad. And it's not because you're too slow on the passage, it's because you're wasting your time on the ones that the 800 scores are going to struggle on. Why are you wasting your time on that, right? Are you an 800 score? If not, then why are you wasting time on the hardest questions in the test? Now, obviously, you don't know right away what the hardest questions in the test are. When you start reading 14, you don't know immediately, but there are some signs, right? Sometimes the question stem is 4 lines long, and then every single answer choice is also 4 lines long. That's a lot of text to read, and that's a lot of abstract reasoning to do. You have to be processing a lot in your head. That's going to be a harder question, oftentimes. Now, if it's an infographic question, there are some strategies for that, but still, like there's so many signs of what a hard question is, and the most important one is this: when you spend 15 extra seconds on it, do you start getting more confident or do you start getting less confident? If you're getting more confident, then you're fine. But if you keep becoming less and less confident for every 15 seconds you put into it, stop wasting your time. Stop wasting your time. Come back to it after you finish the fifth passage. It's such a waste of time because you're going to get it wrong. You're likely to get it wrong anyway, unless you're already like 770, 780, 800. In which case, why are you watching my videos? Like, why, you're good. So stop wasting your time on the questions you're going to get wrong anyway. As long as you do that, then all this whole thing about like reading, how many minutes am I supposed to spend reading the passage, that all goes away. It vanishes because it turns out, I can actually save a lot of time just by skipping the hardest questions. It's so So much better. Anyway, Pranav, thank you. Thank you for the vote of support. Arj, here we go, Arj. Let me bring up the Chrome window again. Here's Arj. Oh, I just realized I was typing this whole thing without even showing you my screen. My bad. Anyway, so that was my response to Joshua. I'm going back to Arj now. Arj is, for question 20, what do deviatory not... I vaguely remember this one. Let's go find this. Yeah, let's go find this. Question 20. See, you got to actually read for this one, right?
Yeah, you actually need to look at the chart for this. So please show this chart. Oh, question 20.
Bro, you got to read the passage. Here's the passage.
Too scary for me. I think the third passage was a little harder. So we'll see how I feel at the third passage. All right, here we go. Well,
the word deviatory, I think, starts right away. Okay, so in lines, so I'm going to start writing my notes here. The idea of deviatory is central to the whole critical for the whole passage because it literally comes out in the first paragraph, lines 9 through 12. Reviews that deviate versus... Oops! Oh, shit. Oh, okay, I accidentally... Reviews that deviate versus reviews that conform to the default. From the default. Okay, let me just like type that here for now so that I don't accidentally lose it. If you didn't know what it meant by question 20, which is literally the last question of the passage, you missed a major idea. Maybe take 30 more seconds. Just reading the passage a little slower, especially the first paragraphs of a passage where the main ideas come out. Okay, so now let's look at question 20 though to actually answer his question. Which statement do the data in figure 2 best support? So in the graph, in question 20 in the graph, we have what's the correct answer? I just need to remind myself what this is. Because I didn't reread this passage. I'm just doing it from memory right now, but it's very fuzzy.
A star defaults to be accurate. That sounds like not textual. Yeah, this B seems like it would be right. C could be right from the passage. D could also, okay, we need to see the actual chart, so it's hard. Yeah, because I said B, C, or D could all be right. It's really to move on.
Okay, yeah, the chart isn't here. That's the problem. Okay, that's annoying. I need to find the chart if I really want to. Basically, if I recall correctly, the chart shows numbers for trust numbers for deviatory and conforming reviews, meaning reviews that do not agree, do not match the default star rating. Star ratings that do not match versus star ratings that do match the default. Something like I rated it 8 stars, dropping it from the default of 10 stars. So deviatory is like when I rate it. Conforming is like when I rate it 10 stars, keeping it the same as the default of 10 stars. Okay, that's my answer to Joshua, not Joshua, to Arj. Now I'm seeing hey, working study, what's up? You're gonna do a full reading practice test tomorrow? Okay, good luck, and make sure I can't speak right now. Make sure to just tune your habits. Don't worry so much about learning more right now. Just focus on like solidifying the good habits that you've already built up, and just keeping that running smoothly. Can you explain number 1? How is he trying to gain full mastery? Man, there's a lot of specific questions here. Requiring me to do a lot of reading right now. All right, here we go. Ooh, 2019. I didn't even put timestamps on this. Wait, how many views is this? 260 views, so not a lot. So, I'll just leave it alone. It's an old one.
I have a class to prepare for, and I'm doing it at this very moment. It's Friday. It's a Friday at the tail end of a week of primarily around 4 to 5 hours of sleep.
Oh, I see. I did this very... Let me go find this.
Focus. I'm just going to remind myself.
Which one is this? Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember this. Bergson.
17. Was there a simile? There was a simile.
All right, I'm just zooming back to question number 1. Here we go. All right. Full mastery. Okay, well, full mastery. Let's go look up 2019 October QAS. QAS mega thread. 2019 QAS. Where's the QAS? Over here. With answers and partial scoring. Okay. So full mastery. So the first thing I need to say is he's not. The question isn't asking about what he's trying to do or not trying to do. It's asking about what a central theme is. Sure, your angle is a bit off though, right from the get-go. So, guys, always read the question stem. Like, you guys are making way too many mistakes just because, just of like not understanding what the question's even asking. Okay, so. So, you don't need him attempting anything. You just need his thoughts. You just need either his or the narrator's thoughts about the futility of mastering nature. Okay, so hang on, let me just make sure that the futility of mastering nature, yeah. See lines, see these lines, see line, see lines 1 through 2. Had made but little impression upon the wild land. Five to 6. Its genius was unfriendly to man. $15 to 16. This land was an enigma. Like a horse that no one knows how to break to harness. No one understood how to farm it properly. This is up to 19. I feel like there's more even. Let me just double check. Uh-huh. He speculated. No, that's good enough. So you don't even. Suggestions. You just need the narrator's indications of the futility of mastering nature. Okay. Just to simplify it. Bergson. Oops. Bergson. Yeah, that's good enough. Boop. That is Hulk. What's up, Hulk? So now I'm going to Comsum. Okay, let's do Comsum. Why doesn't B work in 17? Let's go to B. B, 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 B. Wait, B to... This is a 2019 EBRW section. Oh, I see. I do switch over to writing at the very end. Okay. Writing test. A year to study reading. So when I... You can ask questions. So it was 12, 13. I did circle D, B, C, C, B. And then I got C, C, B. Here we go. Okay. B, D, A. Let me look at 12, D, B, D, A. So far, so good. C, C, oh,
B.
This is the actual review. Well, anyway, I'll just double check. Boop, boop, boop. All right, let's go. Because of this, excited patrons provided McPherson with funds to undertake a research trip. They were not disappointed. Because of this. Because of what? And they were not disappointed because yours. B makes it sound like McPherson published 2 poems because they were not disappointed. But actually, they were not disappointed because McPherson published 2 poems. Because of this. But because my question is because of what? Because they're not disappointed? This doesn't look okay. Here we go. Here you go. That's for Compson. And finally, back to an extremely general question by Aaron. All right. Yes. Skip the questions that only 800 that even 800 scorers will take 2 minutes to solve. Except unless you're an 800 score, you're going to take 3-4 minutes to solve it and still get it wrong. There's, depending on your current score, there might be like 4 to 10 of these in the test for you. As soon as you realize that a question is not likely, that the question looking at is not likely to pay off no matter how much of your precious time you spend on it, just move on. Circle, skip, return. All right, that's my quick response to that. Now it looks like no one in the YouTube has any. No one in the chat has any questions for me. So I might wrap up this pretty soon. Just sort of gotta clean up my windows real quick. What's up, Uyen? Maybe you're in the video right now. Anyway, I'm just gonna paste this real quick. And now I'm just tired, dude. Okay, I'm gonna do Wordle because I am tired and I want to do something fun for me. And then I'm gonna maybe do Spelling Bee, but that one's really hard, so I'm not sure I'm gonna actually do it. Here we go, Wordle. Great. G is not super common, but it's not uncommon. Pencuber, what's up? Maybe I'll do crate, because C is more common, I think, than G. Is C more common than G, Wordle? Oh my god, these are so... C is pretty common, yeah? A rose alone. Alright, whatever. I don't like using the sort of hyper optimized. I don't want to always start with adore and ado because it's freaking boring. I want to just do whatever I feel like at the moment, and I feel like a crate. Okay, now so E is not here, but we're probably gonna have another like OA maybe like O or OU, right? So OU. I want to have a OU. Uber. That would be anyway. Oak. Maybe I want to have stick a C somewhere, like couch or pouch. Maybe I'll have. So then, if I do this, then I can confirm whether the C is in this location. This is not a hyper optimized. This is honestly not that optimized as a choice, but I can also double check O and U to see because O and U can work with A for sure. So I'm just looking for a different look. Now, is there a word that ends with C? Because that might be pretty useful. You know, I'm just gonna go for it. Yo, if this word is poach, I'm gonna be really angry. If this word is literally poach, I'm gonna be so angry. But I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be poach. So here we go. Ooh, unlucky. Oof. Didn't even get my C. Okay, so we have an I left. Hang on, let me think of what I can do with the I. So, okay, that would be very strange. Because what ends with the C, right? LC? Yeah, that would be very strange. So then the other C location is over here. That's strange. That's strange. That's strange. I don't have any words right now. A can. Huh. Scant. Scant could be a word. Scant. Scant. Scamp. Scale. I'm just gonna go for it. Kooky. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. I already used the T. I used the T. Why did I do this? I'm so stupid. Oh my god. Scanned. Oh god. So annoying. I reused the T. My streak, my statistics, my stats, dude. Wait, if I knew that the T wouldn't work, then what word would I have chosen? Scam. Scan. Scare. Scaw. Scabs. Scabs would be mean because then I'd have to use the S twice. Scams would be mean. That'd be very mean. It'd be mean because then the S would have to. Skang. Scaly. Dude, there's so many words that could work here. Holy shit. Skate. Nope. Scaly. Ooh. For some reason, I feel like it will be scaly. I'm just gonna go for it. What? Scalp. Scald. Wow, that's not a word I would have thought of right away. This sucks. Yeah, it's scald. Yeah, sad. All right. Well, my 3 is still in the lead, so let's keep going. No one has questions for the SAT? Yeah, well, what's your... my whole brand is... I'm not going to give one-size-fits-all tips, but the general idea that you want is you want to stabilize your habits instead of learning new things. You just want to remind yourself of everything that's been doing well. And sorry, you want to remind yourself of everything that's been going well, and just like turn them into a specific set of instructions that you're going to follow on the real test. Because a lot of times, what happens on the real test is, if you're undisciplined and you kind of go by feeling, right? It's like, oh, yeah, I feel like I know this one, so I'm just gonna like rush to answer choice B, and then, yeah, I think I understand the question stem on this one, so you're gonna rush the question stem. Like when you leave yourself that many open-ended kind of questions for how to take the test, then what happens is then what happens then when you freak out, right? Then when you freak out, you start suddenly making a bunch of decisions that you normally don't on a practice test, because now it's the real deal, right? So all the things that you drilled goes out the window, and now you're just taking the test in a totally new strategy that literally exists on that one day only. Like the October 1st strategy. Literally, there's no strategy. It's just whatever the hell you feel like. And that's going to shoot down your score quite a bit, unless you just get hyper lucky. It's going to shoot down your score quite a bit because your test taking mechanics are now all out the window. Everything you've trained for, you're just completely forgetting. So instead of just going into it like, yeah, I'll just do however I feel, just, remind yourself like what has been the way that has worked the best for me, and just reflect, like, oh, okay, I should look at the question stem, and I should try to make a prediction first, right? Maybe that's it. That's a pretty basic way of thinking about it, but maybe that's really all you need at the moment, right? I'm gonna read the questions first. I'm gonna read the questions first, and then go to the passage next. Okay, maybe if that's been working for you, just stick with that. I'm gonna read the passage first, and I'm gonna slow down, and then I'm gonna skip questions when they're too hard. If that's been working for you, just remind yourself that that's been working for you. Just remind yourself literally of everything that has been good to you, and then by reminding yourself, you're gonna hopefully by reminding yourself of this, you'll hopefully start to feel actually a little bit more confident, like literally in the next 5 minutes. If you can do it in 5 minutes, and that confidence, just take it into the test with you, because that is your energy core. That's the thing that's going to keep you through. So going back to Amelia's question, should you be more confident? Should you be confident? The answer to that does not come from me. I can tell you, be confident, and then you can be like, I'm confident. And there is a minor psychological trick you can do to that kind of helps you, but that only works for people who already know that they have built up good habits. If you know for sure that your habits are garbage, then it doesn't matter how much I tell you, be confident, you're not going to be confident. So what you need to do is really just stop focusing on all the things that went wrong in the last week of your practice for you. Just focus on all the things that did go right for you, okay? Now, maybe it's not, maybe in your last 5 practice tests or whatever, you didn't see the scores that you wanted. In that case, you have 2 options. It's only 2 days until the test. If you're in Asia or Europe, it's only 2 days until the test. So what you really should be doing is, okay, actually, I'll make this a little bit more concrete. Let's say that you're aiming at 700 for EBRW, but on the last 5 practice tests, you've been getting 650. Okay? Honestly, lying to yourself and creating an artificial confidence is not likely to work for you. Okay? Being honest with yourself is the first step to increasing confidence for the long term. So I think what you should do is accept, more likely than not, I'm going to get a 650. I will set my goal to 670. I'm going to drop my goal to 670 right now. I think just saying that to yourself, not Saul saying it for you, but you saying that to yourself. It could be 670, it could be 660, but just dropping it, okay, to something that sounds more realistic. Saying it out loud to yourself right now is going to make you feel better. It's going to make you feel more confident. Second, after you do that, you should go and remind yourself, well, what are the questions that do work for me? What are the things that I'm good at, right? If you need to, make a list of it in your journal somewhere, right? Write it all out. And when you're writing it out, you know you're doing it right, because when you know you're doing it right when you start feeling good, like a little, your face just like starts smiling, because hey, these things actually do work for me. Make a list of these things. The whole general principle between now and the real test, the general principle is do not do anything that drops your confidence. Only do things that increase your confidence. So for example, going back over, like even if you do a full test, okay? Even if you do a full test, if you're getting like if you're getting like 650 out of 800, you might be getting like 12, 15 questions wrong on the reading test. But out of those 12, 15 questions wrong, literally 7 of them, for the love of God, you will not even understand. At least not in time for the real test. Like not in time during the real test and not in time between now and the real test, right? There's no way you're going to suddenly take the 7 hardest questions in the whole test and understand them. So you know what? Going and reviewing those really, really, really hard questions, those 7 really, really hard questions out of the 15, they're not going to increase your confidence probably. They're going to, the more you look at them, the more you're going to stress out about them. It's like, how am I going to get this on a real test? You're not going to. So accept it. I'm not going to get these right on the real test. Just say it. I'm not going to accept these right. And maybe what that will do is actually keep your confidence from dropping. If anything, it might actually increase your confidence, because then you can think the flip side, wait. But these other 7 or 8, the kind of medium hard ones, I might be able to get this right if I do this and this and that. Be more concrete about what you can do, what your habits are, and specifically tune your habits so that you can focus on the ones that increase your confidence, right? Forget the ones you're not going to get. They're not worth reviewing. It's not worth the time right now in the last 2 days. So focus on anything that increases your confidence. Throw away anything that decreases your confidence. Daniel, on the August SAT, you got 720 reading. However, I didn't study any SAT material since then because of school. Think you'll be fine? It's interesting. I guess if you're fine just means you won't do worse than that. I think the best thing I can say for you right now is yes. I think you'll be fine. I'll give you an example of why. But this is gonna be less powerful hearing it from me and more powerful thinking about your own experiences. Okay, but here's an experience I had, and I want you to look for an experience that was similar to a similar experience you had in your I don't know, childhood, in your past. Okay. When I went into the SAT in 11th grade, I took the October SAT in 11th grade, I think. Yeah, I did. And previous to that, when did I take maybe I took it in March, maybe something like that. I don't remember. I think I took the March SAT previously in my, so I actually took it in October in my senior year and then March in my junior year. And I think those are my only 2 times taking the SAT. Before that, I took the PSATs and I got national merit. So I already had a pretty solid base. I did not take any real practice tests. I don't remember taking practice tests. The main thing I remember doing is studying really, really hard for AP Lang. And back in the day, I feel like AP Lang and the SAT were harder in terms of just pure grammar and analytical reasoning. It was harder on those fronts. The current SAT is harder on the background knowledge and sort of reading front. But anyway, different test, but different time, different era. Okay, different needs. But still, what happened is I just went into the October test and being like, well, compared to March, my skills and my vocabulary has improved. I've taken the AP test. I've studied extra hard for the AP test. I've been improving on all fronts. October should just be a accurate snapshot of my improvements. So I don't think I'm going to drop. I'll be fine. And I really didn't think about it. I just went in. I might have taken 1 or 2 practice tests, but I strongly doubt that I actually took any practice tests before the October test, because I just knew that I am smarter in October compared to March. So having that on my side, I just went in, and then I got my 800 on reading and my 800 on math and my 700 on writing, because I literally did not study grammar. I did not study grammar going into the SAT. I didn't even know I had to study grammar going into SAT. I really didn't focus that much on the SAT. So my confidence came from the fact that I put in the work. I put in the work on my vocabulary every single day, especially junior year. When I was taking AP Lang, I was studying vocabulary every day on my own, just because. So I knew I put in the work for somebody who's gonna get a high score. The work representative of a person who's gonna get in the high score. And so I trusted in the work I put in. I didn't really do these, as a YouTuber on the SAT, one of the questions I get frequently is the October test harder than the other tests? That's the shit I didn't even think about when I was in high school. Who cares? I put in the work, so I'm gonna put it. If I put in the work, then I'm gonna probably do better than the people who didn't put in the work. That's literally all I was thinking. I'm fine, So I'm emptying my mind of all that nonsense, the statistical games, the sort of weird little. It's just the fact is, I worked, and so I didn't have. I don't know, all that sort of the extraneous sort of secondary stress about I put in this much work and I'm getting this kind of score, but I kind of want that kind of score. And I wasn't really doing all this sort of gymnastics in my head. You know what I mean? It's just too much. That's too much stress for me. You know what I mean? I like being. I'm lazy. So if I, in fact, I didn't even expect an 800 on the reading. I was I put in the work. I think I got seven. What did I get on the reading? 740 or something? So I was yeah, as long as I get 770, I'm good, right? So something like that, right? So I wasn't, I don't know. I wasn't so stressed out about it all. You know what I mean? I just was reminding myself I did the work. Now going back to you, Daniel, you're taking AP Lit, you're taking Calc BC, and you're not that hard on the SAT, and if you can just remind yourself of some experience, right, in the past where, hey, when you put in the work, it works out for you. If you can remind yourself of some experience of like that, and if that feels true to you, then I think you're good. Your confidence would be pretty solid going into a test, and plus add in all the advice I just given before in the stream about how you should really stabilize your habits and focus on the habits that did work for you. Don't really focus on all the questions and stuff that don't work for you. Just make a collection of all the best practices that you've been that you've experienced in the last couple months, and I think you'll be set. I think you'll be good to go. Jarvis. Yeah, so nervous. Literally coming into the conversation about how to manage your nerves. Yeah. Good luck, though. And just, again, continue to stabilize your best habits. Don't worry so much about the ones you're not going to get right anyway. One other thing, guys. When I was in high school, one other thing that I think was really true for me is I strongly believed that I would get what I deserve. I did not want to get more than I deserved. Okay? I didn't have a greed to get more than I deserved. And I did not have a fear that I would get less than what I deserved. I had a strong faith that I would get what I would deserve. And so I think that keeps my mind very clear, if I did something wrong to somebody, right? I believe that something will happen to me, okay, as a payment, okay, for the wrong that I did to that person. It might not come around right away. People might not even know that I did a wrong to that person and that I'm getting my payment back in some time later. There might be no awareness of it. Even I might not even know that I'm actually paying for it. But I know that it will happen. Because what happens when you wrong other people? You know, it could be your reputation, it could be ill will, it could be, it could just, or it could be kind of more mystical. It could just be karma, but something will happen to me. You know, I'll be the kind of person that does wrong to other people. So people will eventually realize I'm that kind of person, and those kinds of things will. My friends will contact me a little less. You know, they might contact me once a week, but now they're contacting me twice a week. You know, like once every 2 weeks, right? Like there's all these things that happen, right? That you can't always account for, but at the high level, you get what you deserve. And on the SAT, not just morally, but even on the SAT, I put the work in, guys. I put the work in, so I'm gonna get what I deserve. Now, I did not even expect 800 yeah, for the reading. I didn't. I just expected more than 740 or whatever for March because I knew that I put the work in between March and October. I knew I was smarter, right? I knew I was smarter because I worked between that time. Like, so that's all. You know, I just get what I deserve. I think thinking in that framework might reduce a lot of stress. Oh, as in, actually, I just realized why this is so important to me as a YouTuber. Honestly, when you watch TikToks and when you watch like YouTube videos and especially like shorts, stuff that other kids especially are writing, publishing on online, not so much the adults. The adults don't really say this much, but I think there are some adults who still kind of take this approach. They make it sound like the College Board is out to like scam you, right? That the College Board is just like this, literally just like this one evil guy who's created a master plan to fuck everyone. And it's very cynical, a lot of the YouTube and TikTok that's out there. I do not think that's healthy for you. Even, let's just assume they're correct. Yeah, it is literally College Board is one guy who somehow has this mastery over this, like, you know, hundreds or thousands of employees in his organization. Somehow he's like the dictator that can control every action that happens, and it's completely going through his will, his evil will. You know, to suck the money dry out of high school students, to give them hella stress, to make them feel shitty, whatever it is, right? Let's just assume it's true. Even if it is true, it's not healthy for you to think that. Like, it's not. Why would that be helpful? Then why are you even taking the test? It creates cognitive dissonance, right? I don't like that negative, cynical, sort of being funny, but at the end of the day, harming you kind of approach to YouTubing and TikToking, right? The cynical stuff, it sells because, I don't know, because we all feel that feeling of like, it's unfair. But come on, unfair? You're gonna keep saying that to yourself? Is that how you're gonna grow up? Just like, things are unfair, things are stacked against you? Like, what kind of person is that gonna turn you into? Accept that sometimes life is a little random. You know, you'll not always get exactly what you deserve at that very moment. But if you put in the work, if you're a good person, and you keep studying, you do what you do, then maybe at this very moment on October 1st, you might not get exactly what you deserve, but in the whole sum of things, in the aggregate, you will. You will. And I think that should chill you out. The College Board is not the only way to measure, you know, the progress that you've made in your life. There are other things as well. So keep that in mind. All right, so that's just my little pulpit, my little speech. I'm going to do a little bit more of this for a little bit, and then maybe I should write a script for a video. But right now I don't feel like it, so I'm going to do this. Hung. Oops. Hung. Why is my H not working? Let's do it again. Hung. Hank. Okay, let's start with N. N-U-I. Nue. Nuki. Nikki. None. Hung is literally the only word I can think of. Gunk. Hunk. Chunk. Sam, thank you. Kink. Kinky. Just kidding. Oops. That doesn't work. Chink? Yo, chink is a word. Chink in the armor? Yo, hey, I'm Asian. Hey, what? Chink is a word. Chink, as in chink in the armor. You gotta know, chink in the art. Chink art, that's kind of interesting. Anyway, chink in the armor, you gotta, come on. Come on. All right. Hint? Is there a T? No, there's no T. Nig... Well, speaking of chink, I was thinking of niggle, not what you're thinking. Anyway, but there's no L or E. Nut, nug, nudge, nug, no, hug, but three-letter words don't work. Chin. Grin, gin up. New. This game is literally so hard. Inch. Oops. Inch. Ingenious. Ingun. Inga. Gucci. Ink. Like, we have a K and a G, so like Gnostic, right? Ignost. New. Knuckle. There's no L. King? Oh my god, thank you, King. King works. Sam Oliver King. Kinchin. Is there something in? How can you end with an in? Chunkin? That is not a word. Chunking, ing. I didn't even see the ing. There's so many ings now. Chunking, inching, cinching, cinch. Okay, I'm getting up to solid now. All right. Cinching, hunking. Hulking is a word, but I have no L, right? Hump. There's no M. Hunting, hunging, chungunging, chinging, chining, chiging, chicken? No N. Chick. Oh, wait. Oh yeah, I'm missing chick in. I need the center letter. No. Chicken. Unchick. Oh, there's ungunk. Unguous. Unctuous. Ungulate. What's ungulate? Ungulate are hoofed animals. Wait, there's another ungulate. Wait, there's another word that starts with UNG that I'm looking for. I can't think of it right now. Where's the next two? Where are the nearby words? Where's the nearby words? Here we go. What? Really? I guess. Am I just thinking unctuous? Maybe I am thinking unctuous. Ungum. Gun, ungun? Stun gun? Hun. By the way, guys, you are allowed to ask questions that have anything to do with anything. I'm just gonna keep chilling. On in unin unin chin unin union, but that doesn't work. Uni con unigug uni igloo no inkio incredible incy this game is so hard, dude. I want to just get above solid. Yeah, just there's nothing. I'm not gonna get anything from this, dude. This is just so hard. Chin? Did I do chin? I did do chin. That's not a word. Ginny? Ginny Wesley? Wait, what? I forgot. Ginny, what's her name? Ginny. Now I don't even know. Well, Sam, what are your current weaknesses? You know what I mean? You got to start with your weaknesses if you want to focus on something to improve on. Although, again, I will continue to say you don't want to really focus on improving. You really do need to just focus on your current, what is working for you, and just stabilizing that. Okay, I would really focus on that. Like, remind yourself of everything that does work for you. Like, what's your, like, are you using the question first strategy? Okay, when you use the question first strategy, what works and what doesn't work? You know, when you read when you're doing my strategy, you know, what works and what doesn't work. Just like focus on all the things that do work, you know, and try to increase your confidence to the most, to the ability that you're able to. Right? Don't do anything that drops your confidence at all. Don't focus on the hardest things. Focus on the achievable things. Those are really, at the practical level, that's really what you need to be doing. I want a nugget. Give me a nugget. Nigh is a word. I still didn't get solid. Hang on. Oh my god, I have to get 61. What does that even mean? What does that mean? I have to get 61 points? Dude, well... Chine... Ching? Cha-ching? Cha-ching? Chinging. Hanging. Hunging. Ninging. Ninging. Kinging. Wait, what? King is a word? Why is... No, come on. They're verbing it? Alright. Oh, yeah. Making someone king is kinging. I'm at 55 now. Okay, I'm pretty close. Kinging. Inching. Hunking. And now I just have to go and do... Gunking? Gunking is a word. Oh, gunking is not a word? Ganking? Gimping? Genuous. Alright. Yep. Sam, good luck. and focus on what works. Hiking. Oh, dude. So good. Hiking? Hiking. Yo, you got me up to nice. Thank you. Good contribution at the very end. Signing. Chining. Nope. Hiking. Yo, thank you. Now I'm pretty comfortable just like being done with this game for today because I don't think I can get to the next level. What's the next level? It's 97 points. That's way too much, man. That's way too many letters. Oh, there's a randomizing function. I forgot about this. Gunning. Gunning is a word. Oh, dude, this randomizing is super useful. Okay. Cunning is a word. Uncunning? Ungunning? That doesn't work, right? Ingun. Inguous. Ingut. Igneous. Fatus ignis fatus. All right, right. That's what I was thinking of. Ignis is almost not. Yeah, it's a Latin word. Engross. Incore. Incinerate. Singeing with an S. Hinging. Let's see if I can get to. I am pretty close to great now. I only need 15 more letters. 15 more letters. Yo, welcome to the stream. If you have any questions, you can ask. I'm just gonna keep chilling. 15. Dude, this is so many words though. Oh my god. Ink. Oh, inking is a word. Oh, so close. Caulking. Kicking is a word. Did I? I just need 2 more letters. Chicking? Chicking is not a word. Chicking is not a word. I can't chick you. Chucking is a word, and I got my grade. Hell yeah. Now I'm at 110. Can I get amazing? Chicking and chunking and chunking and chunk. Chicking and gunking. Kinetic. Q. Junking, hunking, inching, chunking, kicking, kinching, kin. Wait, did I get cinch? I did get cinch, right? Yeah. Kin. Hink. Clink. Kink. Did I get kink? Okay. Jermaine, what advice? PSAT. Oh, you're a youngin. I don't get that many youngins, but you're doing horrible in the grammar. So, I think I was similar to you. My reading and math were way better than my grammar. Jermaine, I have a question. Before I say anything, like, how have you studied for the grammar so far? Oh, you're not oh, right, you can take it, but you're still a youngin, I guess, compared to the other. Usually my YouTube is all people who are desperately studying last minute. First, I actually have to remind myself, did the PSAT launch digitally? I just need what's the actual timeline right now? So I need to figure out what the PSAT timeline is. Okay. So in the spring of spring. Yeah. So you're going to be taking the current format. Well, I think yeah, so I want to start with a question for you, which is, how have you been studying grammar so far? Once you answer that, nick is a word. Once you answer that, I can definitely, nicking is definitely a word. Oh my God, I'm still short of amazing. I'm still short. I just need 3 more letters for amazing. God damn it. Okay. If you just, give me your journey so far, how you've been studying for the grammar, and I'll be able to supplement that a little bit more with a little bit more detail. Also, I'm just kind of curious because I don't get a lot of younger viewers. Like what are your academic strengths? Like, how have you been studying? Like are you one of the computer science kids? Because like it turns out like 40% of my viewers are like they're headed for a career in computer science. Did I get hugging? Oh, yo, I got amazing. Yes. Computer science. What's Nordink? No red ink. I've never used this, so I would not know if this is good. I would need to see a YouTube videos to see how this works. But I assume that this is just about. If it's an automated solution, it's not going to be good. It's just like it's not going to be good for advanced grammar. It's going to be good for basics. Hey, if you haven't been studying for grammar at all, and you've only been using Khan Academy for now, strongly recommend just getting a just a grammar book, because this is literally what I should have done when I was your age. If I had just gotten my grammar book, just like learned the basic grammar concepts, because in American schools they don't really teach it. It depends on your school, but most American schools are not very good at teaching it. Yeah, it's so easy to learn, especially if you're already pretty good at reading, because you've already seen the really complex sentence structures. You've already been exposed to enough of it that you're comfortable with what it is, but you just don't know the background logic for it. So just picking up on the background logic is not that hard. So what I should have done when I was your age, and what I strongly recommend you do right now, is just pick up a book for grammar, specifically for grammar. Erica Meltzer, I have some strong disagreements about. How to teach grammar compared to Erica Meltzer. But except for a couple errors, which are like kind of like they should have edited these errors out. Honestly, if you go through the Erica Meltzer book, you'll be fine. Because especially if you have your critical thinking hat on and you're reading it and you're like, I don't fully understand what this explanation is, and you kind of discount some of the explanations that don't make sense, And if you just go through the Erica Meltzer book with your critical thinking hat on, you'll be fine. I think that'll automatically improve your writing and your grammar. Like for me, I got 700 on my writing test back when the SAT used to separate out the reading and the writing. I got 700 on my writing and then 800 on my reading and my math. Like all I really needed to do to get like a 770 or something was to just study some grammar. Like that's all I needed to do. And I think if you just pick up a book, just study it, you'll be good. Erica Meltzer, I'll actually type it out for you. Oh, no, I'll show it to you right here on the screen. Erica Meltzer. Is a pretty default book. Is a pretty standard book to use. It's not bad. In the future, I will come up with my own. I'm gonna write up my own grammar book because the reading and the writing are going to be smooshed into one section anyway. I'm gonna write my own grammar book, a grammar book that I think will actually be useful for college level writing. So it should actually be an on ramp to college level writing, not just some nonsense. Not just like nonsense. SAT. Like there's so many hyper optimized SAT grammar rules that anyway. So yeah, I want to write a better writing book than exists anywhere else. So I'm gonna do that probably in the next year or so. But until that comes out, I'll just keep recommending Erica Meltzer. Where's the Erica Meltzer book? The SAT grammar book. I've heard that the other books are not so good. So yeah, I just strongly recommend the SAT grammar. Get that out of the way. Yeah, you probably can, honestly. You can improve quite a bit, especially on grammar. If you are, yeah, if you're doing solid on read, that's always the best place to be. Your reading is better than your other scores. If you're in that place, dude, the SAT is such a cleanup job. It's such a cleanup job. You've done the work. You know, in middle school and high school, you've been doing all the readings. You know, you've been reading on your own too, all that stuff. Yo, you're good. Like, just clean up the just mop up the grammar. All right, I got amazing, and I was literally only aiming at nice initially. So now I'm like, do I want to hit genius? Because this game is so hard, and it's nunchuck. Yo, nunchuck, please work. Hell yeah. Can you nun? I'm nunning. Can you chun? I'm chunning. Chun? I feel like I've heard a word like chumming. All right, no. Keep or change. Keep or change. Keep or change. Add or delete? Are you talking about add or delete? What's keep or change? Oh, keep or change as in just generally with the answer choice A, no change versus B, C, D, right? Okay. Yeah, I mean, Jermaine, the advice I'm about to give to you is going to be extremely different from the advice that I'm about to give to most kids, okay? But for you, because your reading is stronger than your writing, you can 80%, you can basically, as a default, trust your ear, okay? You can, as a default, you can trust your ear, but when your ear takes you down the wrong path, you must stop everything else and you must identify exactly why that's wrong. And oftentimes the books that are out there are going to give you very shallow explanations for why that's wrong or right. So you got to be a little bit stubborn about this, because the best place to be is to always be able to trust your ear. Okay, writers trust their ear. They're not calculating rules all the time. They're trusting their ear, but their rules, but their ear is based on a very fine-tuned sense of what the rules are, what logically flows, what makes sense for a reader, and also when it makes sense to break the rule, right? And that ear is developed like the ear of a musician over lots and lots of exposure to really interesting sentences, really interesting paragraphs in the world, and that are really well written, right? And for you, when your ear takes you down the wrong way, that's not a lesson for you to be like, okay, I should never trust my ear. If anything, the lesson is the opposite way. You should be like, no, I want to develop my ear even further, so I want to know why this sounded wrong to me. And most of the books out there, they're gonna be giving me pretty shallow explanations. So if I feel that the explanation is shallow and I still feel like my ear would tell me that I should choose this wrong answer, I want to go and do some extra research, figure out why this is wrong. Okay, so the developing your ear advice I do not give to most kids because their reading is not outpacing their writing. And there's so many things. Their ears are not developed. It's just too far away. So, but for you, I think that would probably be the right advice. Okay, so so when people tell you not to just choose what sounds natural for you, ignore them. Okay? Be more stubborn and be like, no. I'm going to develop my ear. I am going to choose what sounds natural to me. But when the thing that sounds natural to me is wrong, I'm going to go and drill down and figure out exactly why it's wrong. And then I'm going to batter my ear with other sentences that initially sounded wrong, but it turns out it's right. But like now I'm going to expose myself to that whole area of sentences, and I'm going to I'm gonna train my ear to pick up on why that's right, and so you want to keep doing it that way. I really do not think I'll be able to hit. Seriously, from 133 all the way to 169, that's 39 letters. Sorry, that's 36 letters I have to get. Cinzano is like a... Wait, Cinzan... Wait, what? Not yet. Now I don't know how to spell anything. It's like a type of vermouth. Anyway. Synchronizing? Gin and tonic? Gin and tonic? Gin and... Gin... Gunky? Gunker? Gunking? Ungunk? This is going to be so hard. You know what? I'm going to be happy with 133 because that's already way better than I was expecting. I was expecting nice. I was expecting 161. All right, I'm done with this. I'm looking at shit. Oh, dude, I do not know how to pronounce your name. Shit. I don't know how to pronounce your name at all. To me, it looks like shitty. I don't know. Anyway, what should you do in the reading passage if you're confused between two choices or do not understand the passage after multiple attempts? Oh man, that is a mouthful, dude. So apparently you're not following my strategy really. So here's what I'll say. I'm gonna change your question. Okay. Your question is this. You read the passage. You read the question stem. You eliminated two answer choices. Good job. This took you a while though because you're now stuck between A and C. And you don't fully understand it. Now you look, okay, at this very moment you spent less than a minute. You spent maybe around a minute or less, okay? That's okay because you're still making progress, okay? Every 30 seconds that you're putting into this question, you're still feeling like you're making progress. So far, right now, there is still some efficiency in continuing to work on this question. At this point, what you really need to do is you need to cover the answer choices with your hand. Just cover it right now. And then look at the question stem slowly. Read the question stem slowly. And what you want to do is you want to predict the answer now that you've done your first pass. You've read the two answer choices. You've read the passage already. You want to try to predict an answer. If you can't predict an answer at this point, you want to go back to the passage and you want to find the part of the passage that the question stem seems to be asking about, okay? So do not lose track of your question stem. The question stem says something about the author feels blah, blah, blah. Then look for the author feeling about blah, 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 okay? Be very specific about what the question stem is asking and find that place in the passage. If you cannot, for the love of God, find it in the passage, just skip it. It's not worth any more time now, okay? Guess, if it's between A and C, just guess one of them, lightly bubble it in the bubble sheet. Circle this question and just move on so you can come back. When you come back, do the same thing. Cover the answer choices, look at the question stem, try to find where it is. This time it might come up, the light bulb might go off. You might know where to look. Then make your answer choice. Okay, that's roughly the map of how I would approach it because a lot of times the problem is not from the answer choices, it's because you're not reading the question stem. Okay, so go back and make sure to read the question stem and get that right. All right, I'm kind of tired. Am I done? I might be done, dude. Guys, I'm gonna stay on stream for maybe 2 more minutes just playing games, like kind of just like fooling around on Free Rice. And after a couple minutes, if there are no more questions, I'm gonna peace out. I'm pretty tired. All right, lessoning. Diminution, right? Diminutive. lessening, right? Diminish. They're all the same. They're all the same root. Amnesty, like Amnesty International. You give amnesty to criminals or people who've been accused of certain of crimes. Goad, when you're goading somebody. You guys know what the word is here? Goading. When you're like prodding them and bothering them and you're trying to provoke a reaction in some way, you're goading them, you're spurring them. Spur is the thing that you have on the heel of your boot when you're riding a horse. You kick your horse to kind of spur them on, to move them forward, to move them faster. Riffraff, I don't know if you still do that because I'm not a horse rider. I assume they don't do that anymore. I don't know, but I'm not sure. The riffraff, you guys know what riffraff is? Riffraff. Don't listen to the riffraff. Okay, focus on what you. Focus on what you know that you should be doing. Your principles. Okay, the rabble. 오구야, 왜 그래? 오구야, 왜 그래? My cat's just meowing. Subsidy means everyone should know what subsidy, right? If you're paying attention to news at all, to politics, right, you should always know what a subsidy is, right? When you're like when the government gives money to finance some sort of anything, you can give subsidies to the farming industry to help the country develop its farming industry. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with my cat. Give me a sec. Here's my cat. 왜 그래? 응? All right. So Jermaine, go back to you. Go through Erica Meltzer's book. Have your critical thinking hat on while you do it, so you don't just take everything at face value. And develop your ear by trusting your ear, but then whenever your ear takes you down the wrong path, just hyperanalyze, like why is it wrong, and try to see, be perfectionistic about it. You know, obviously not during the real test. During the real test, you can't be perfectionistic, but while you're building up your ear, you should be perfectionistic about it, and like really figure out why exactly your ear took you the wrong place. Okay. K, in the remaining time after finishing all the reading questions, what's the best strategy to answer remaining ones? Just focus on the ones, focus on many, obviously, right? Isn't that pretty straightforward? You want to focus on the easiest ones and go back to the hardest ones at the end. You know, you want us, like, it depends on, like, honestly, I don't really know what score you're getting. So, you know, kind of the picture changes per person, but like, you really want to save the hardest one for the very end. Like, if you're like getting 770, for example, then, you know, what that means is you're still going to review every single hard one. But if you're getting like 700, it's okay. Sacrifice the hardest one. You know, the hardest one is the one that takes the most time and gives you the least likelihood of actually getting a point. But every single question is worth the same point. You don't get extra points for getting the hard one correct and then getting two easy ones incorrect. No, like get the hardest one. Get the push off the hardest one and get the easiest ones out of the way. Yeah. If you're getting 730 English, then you should assume that there's going to be like 3 or 4 super hard questions, right? That you're very unlikely to get correct. So leave those for the very end. I mean, hopefully you're good enough at managing time to at least still be able to look at them, you know, and to maybe change your guess last minute if needed, right? But like, honestly, for those 3 or 4 ones that are going to be like super hard for you, there's no right way of doing it. You're just sort of shooting in the dark by just doing process elimination and just doing your best. You know, that's all you can ask of yourself. So just assume that you're gonna get it wrong, and if you're lucky, you're gonna get it right. Right? That's the goal. But then focus on all the other ones that you can actually make improvements on. They might be flukes. You more likely than not, what's happening, Robert, for you is you're almost certainly, without your even knowing it, you are almost certainly changing your habits of test taking in real time. Okay, like I don't know if you've been a long time viewer of my channel or if you just discovered me. If you just discovered me, then some of the stuff I'm about to say might not make a lot of sense. I don't have an example in front of me right now, so I'll just... Okay, you know what? I don't have an example in front of me, and I don't want to... Oh, wait, I could just switch to my iPad. Here we go. Like, if you're me, right? If you know my strategy, if you're gonna work with my strategy, right? If you're gonna work with my test taking habits, you know, I slow down here. You know, I'm pretty slow in the beginning usually. I'm a little faster usually by the second column when I'm reading, and then when I'm at the question stem, I go one by one, and I try to make a prediction of the question stem, and then I look at ABCD. But when I look at ABCD, I don't try to do process elimination right away from top to bottom. I try to look for the thing that matches my my prediction. Okay, and then when I'm stuck, what I do is I go back to a question stem. I try to repredict, and then if I need to look at the passage, I look at the passage. But I'm repredicting primarily, and I'm trying to correct my prediction or fine tune my prediction, and then I come back to ABCD, and I have a certain order of operations. Okay, I have a certain order of operations. You should have yours, like, and don't break it, because if you're suddenly doing worse, almost certainly you're doing things different. And what that's doing is when you're doing things different, that's opening up a lot of room for error. You know, like what might be happening is you've been a little overly precious on the first paragraph, on the first passage. You know, you maybe you slow down more than you normally do on the first passage. So, but also on top of that, the first passage was like extra hard. And so what's happening is when your first passage is extra hard, you know, you like kind of like tightened up and you became a little bit more controlling because you're like, hey man, hang on. Isn't the first passage to be relatively easy for me, but it was like extra hard. So you're like tightening up. When you're tightening up, you know, you're kind of like, your eyes are jumping now. You're kind of reading little phrases. You're reading phrases in the question stem. You're not rereading the full question stem. You're just like jumping to phrases. You're a little bit more erratic. Your eyes move around a lot faster. Between A and C, you don't fully reread the whole sentence by saying in line 61, no memory of the past. You used to read the whole sentence, but now you're just jumping around, reading little fragments of sentences. You know, things like that happen. You're breaking your habits. And when you break your habits, you're definitely gonna do worse. You know, when you train a certain way for like 3 months, and then on the real thing, you do it totally different, you're going to do worse. There's no way around it. It's like if I'm like a MMA fighter and I'm learning how to do counter takedowns, and then and like let's say that I'm primarily wrestling. I'm like primarily focusing on taking down and grappling my opponent, but then. And then on the real fight night, I start focusing on striking and boxing. That's like insane. I'm gonna lose. Like there's no way I'm gonna win that way. So don't change your strategy in real time. The hard part though of test taking, the thing that's uniquely difficult about test taking, that's compared to any other sports, is that it's not visible. The habits that are happening in the habits are happening in like these like 0.1 second intervals, right? And you can't tell that you're doing things differently in the same way that you can if you watch like a video recording of you, you know, doing your golf swing or like your tennis swing or like your wrestling takedown or whatever. Like those are way easier to see. Whereas with test taking, it's very hard to see. Very hard to see what you're actually doing differently, but you almost certainly are doing something differently. So go and be very sensitive to your habits. And this is something I said earlier in the stream today, but remind yourself of everything that has been working for you. Okay? Stop freaking out about all the things that don't work for you. Focus on the things that do work for you. Make a list of them. Oh, reading the question stem slowly and making a prediction. That's been very helpful for me, right? Write it down. Just write it down. Make a list of all the things that make you feel good, right? Like it's like, this has been working for me, right? Focus on those. Keep your confidence up. Don't do anything that lets your confidence go down, all right? And focus on what works, and set your sights on that. Okay, guys, that's enough for me. I am tired. I'm hungry. I'm just I have too many things to do now, and I'm gonna go. Also, this was a shockingly long stream. I didn't realize I was on for an hour and 45 minutes. That explains why I'm so tired and hungry. Guys, I'm going to go. Thanks for all the questions. Hopefully this was helpful for you. If you have more questions, you can ask me in the comment section or jump into the Discord server where, not only me, but a bunch of other people are trying to help each other out. So you can be active there and get more help there. Okay. See you guys and good luck on the test in 2 or 3 days, wherever you are in the world. Peace out.